Hi, this is Reed with NuWave Composites, and today I'm here to talk about catalysts. So when we talk about catalysts with resin systems, we're typically talking about a peroxide initiator, which for most polyesters and vinyl esters is going to be an MEKP. So you can see here I've got 3 different catalysts that we use here in our shop laid out. First thing to note about catalysts is this is a dangerous chemical. Always use proper PPE. That means safety gloves and glasses. Also, proper storage is super important. Keep them in a flammable cabinet because these things are super flammable and explosive. So on that note, all of these catalysts will do the same thing, which is initiate the cure in your resin. There's lots of different catalysts, but these are 3 that we like to use in our shop. These 2, this is 925H. So this is basically a general purpose catalyst that we use. We've got the red and the clear. These are the same other than just the dye in the red. The dye in the red is really nice for your resins. It gives you a good indicator that it's mixed and if something is catalyzed. So that we use on all of our polyesters, vinyl esters. The clear we use on our gel coats for obvious reasons to keep the color the same. It's the exact same chemistry, just without that colored additive. One really nice thing about the 925H is that it works really well for polyesters and it works really well for vinyl esters. Vinyl esters have a much different chemical composition than a polyester, and they need a little bit more push to get the cure going. So the 925H is a great product, and it keeps one catalyst throughout the shop. Another really nice thing about the 925H for gel coats is that it helps reduce foaming and can help take porosity out. So the people who have sprayed gel coat, they know porosity is like one of the worst things you can end up with in your part. So being able to mitigate that and keep that a little less common is really great. And then the next one we have here, we typically use this in infusions, especially for larger parts. This is Red Catalyst 11. So this is a blended catalyst. So it's a combination of the MEKP and CHP. So what that blend does is it helps with reducing the exotherm, or the max temperature that the part sees during the cure cycle. So that's really well suited for infusion, where you have a big stack of laminate and all this resin that's kicking off at once. So it keeps that temperature down and gives you a little bit more window for that cure to happen. So there's a bunch of different types of blended catalysts. This is Cat 11, which is 1-to-1. That's like peak of summertime use when you're really hot. And when you're in that kind of tapered period, or wintertime in Florida, you can use Cat 730, which is 70% MEKP, 30% CHP. One other thing that's a really great tip and procedure to kind of get in best practice of is whenever you've got a new resin or your temperatures are changing, is to do what's called a gel test. So you'll take a measured amount of your gel coat or your resin, 500 milliliters or so, and then do a test with your catalyst. Do it at 1.5% or, kind of a mid-range. And then you'll be able to start a timer once that's cured. Just write it in a marker on here every 5 minutes or so. Come stir it with a paint stick, and you'll see once there'll be a sweet spot. It'll happen quickly within 5 minutes, increment or so, where that material will start to turn to jelly. That's what's called your gel time. So what you can do is, if you need more working time, if it's hot out or if it's cold and you need to push the cure a little bit more, you can just vary that percent that we talked about earlier. Again, kind of range is 1.25 to 2.25. Same thing with varying your percent to change your gel time. You can also change your catalyst. So that's kind of the difference between these 2. So this is definitely a more reactive, quicker cure. This is a little slower. Just suit it best to your resin, your application, and your temperature and conditions. So that's really the 3 catalysts that we use. And in general, these are put into your resins and gel coats in a really low amount. You really don't want to ever go below probably 1.25 on your resins, and you don't want to go above maybe 2.25. There's really a sensitive range where it's going to work well for you. If you don't put enough, it may look like it's getting hard, but chemically it's not cured, and the cross-linking that needs to happen for that resin to form a good structure just isn't there. And if you go too high, you can have problems as well. You can get brittleness and cracking, and again, cure issues. So there really is a sweet spot, and you need to, as much as some people will just take a capful and pour it in and say it's good enough, really use your tools that are available for you. There's really nice, simple, easy to use tools like these squeeze bottles. These are really nice, easy to use. They've got nice graduations on them. You just squeeze it, fills up, dump it in your bucket that's pre-measured. So again, always put these away. Keep yourself safe from fires or accidents. And that's really the basics of catalysts. So, pick the right catalyst for your product, whether you're using, resin or gel coat or infusion, and mix it in the right amounts. And then you'll have the right gel time, you'll get the right cure, and you end up with a good product. So if you have any more questions about, catalysts, the resin systems, you can feel free to reach out to us. You can go to our social medias on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, or go to our website, NuWaveComposites.com. Reach out to us there through the contact form.